Welcome back to my channel. I am Amanda, and today I'm going to share with you my road trip essentials. Now, I could live without all these things. So the word essentials is maybe a little bit over the top, but these are the things that I do take on just about every single road trip. A lot of them are little personal items that just make things a little bit easier, a little bit more fun. And so I'm going to share this with you today. First up is a good duffel bag. So this one is from Patagonia. I've had it for years. I love these because they are super durable. They have places here where you can tie and attach gear. You can wear it like a backpack. You can hold it like a normal bag. It's just the most durable duffel that I've owned. And it's great for if you're like taking things in and out of the car. And this is where I put all my clothes, my jackets, my toiletries, just all of my personal items like that go in this duffel bag. Number two are these Anker charging products. So I have my phone charger here. Obviously, we need that. And then this plugs into, if you have like a lighter port, I don't even know what those things are called, but this goes into that, and you can actually do a USB and a USB-C and charge your devices really easily as you're driving. In addition to that, I also have an Anker little power bank here, again, to charge my phone on the go if I'm for some reason out of the car or whatever it is. This is a nice little battery source. So both of these products are by Anker. I love them and I use them all the time. This one I can even charge my laptop on. It doesn't give out like a ton of power, but it does work in a pinch. Next up, we have chapstick. And a lot of it. I have chapstick in like every single bag. I leave all of these in my car. This one has SPF, this one doesn't. So I just need chapstick when I'm on the road for sure. In addition to that, we have some other sun protection. So like sunglasses are definitely a must. My eyes get so tired from like squinting all the time. So having sunglasses is awesome. And then along with that, you know, a hat can be great. And some sunscreen. There's sunscreen here somewhere. Yes, sunscreen is for sure an essential for me. I am always putting sunscreen on, especially my face. I don't really put it on my shoulders and my legs if I'm just sitting in the car, but it's nice to have in case you want to go on a hike or you want to sit at a picnic area along your road trip. I always have some sunscreen. This one by Alba, I'd say Alba is probably my favorite brand that I've tried. And this is Sensitive Sheer Shield Sunscreen. Oh my God, say that, try to say that fast. Sensitive Sheer Shield Sunscreen. This is SPF 45, it's fragrance free, and it actually is not white when I put it on. So I really, really like this one. And that always comes with me. No road trip is complete without loads of snacks. So, well, this is empty now, but these pretzel crisps are delicious. And then I have a bunch of protein bars, jerky sticks. I love I love Chomps, so I take these with me all the time. Nut butters. Some of my other favorite road trip snacks are popcorn. I love having apples, carrots, and hummus. If you have a cooler, it's nice to put some hummus in the cooler. I love to bring seltzer water as well if I have a cooler on the road trip and just have a really nice ice cold bubbly drink. I just love. So good snacks, essential. Next up is, of course, a reusable water bottle. Sometimes I feel like when I'm on a road trip, I tend to get pretty dehydrated because I don't want to stop to have to use the bathroom constantly on the road trip. But I've been trying lately to get better about just drinking water more frequently on road trips. And having a reusable water bottle is awesome because you can easily refill this at gas stations when you stop. We usually have a huge water jug in the car, so it's really easy to refill the water bottle and just stay hydrated on your trip. I also always have a coffee mug. That's another, coffee is one of my essentials. So I have some instant coffee here and then my coffee mug. And that's a really great way to save money on road trips as well, is not stopping to buy coffee and using instant coffee. Or if we're, you know, camping on a road trip, we typically have all of our camping gear so we can boil water. I will just fill this up with hot water at gas stations, and then I have instant coffee in the car and boom, done. So that's a really low cost way to just get that caffeine in, which is essential for me. Next up on my list is actually pre-downloaded audiobooks or podcasts. So I do that on my phone at home. I kind of think about what I want to listen to and then make sure it's actually downloaded on my phone, because if you lose service, then you're not going to be able to download that and play it. So having some podcasts and audiobooks is a great way to kind of pass the time. Next is a good book or a journal. So I can actually read in the car if we're on like a highway, if we're doing like curvy roads or lots of stopping and going. I get sick, but if we're just on the highway at kind of a steady speed, I can read in the car. So I'll bring a book, and in this case, I also have a journal. I use a bullet journal. I've been doing bullet journaling for, I think this is my 3rd year. So it's actually one of the few sort of organizational planning type of things that I've been able to stick to for years, and I really love it. If you're not familiar with bullet journaling, I'll try to put a video in the description below where you can kind of learn more about it. You can make it as intense creatively as you want. I can't really draw that well, so I don't get too into the drawing and that aspect of it, but I do use the bullet journal to write down ideas, write down, just like personal thoughts. This is also where I have like calendars and I do all the tasks that I need to complete in the day. So this is something that comes with me just about everywhere, but especially on road trips, because when I'm driving for a long time, I tend to get really good ideas, and I like to have somewhere to just sort of write down those thoughts and ideas. Next up is my GoPro and my camera. Obviously I'm a YouTuber, so I'm out filming things all the time, and I don't use the GoPro all the time for everything. Like obviously I'm not using it right now, but this is the camera that I reach for a lot if I just need to film like a quick clip. And especially in my vlog videos, I use the GoPro a lot. So I love to have this around just to capture quick moments. And then I also have my camera to take photos and other types of video. So that is something that I use all the time. I do really like the GoPro. I get a lot of questions about it. It's super stable, it's waterproof, it has really great audio, honestly. So yeah, I just love having this thing with me for filming quick moments on the go. Next up is a med kit. I always have a good stocked med kit that I just leave in my car. And luckily, I never really have to use much in here other than Band-Aids. But I do access the Band-Aids in here quite often. I don't know how, but I always end up getting like cuts or scrapes on my hands or my legs. And so I do have a med kit that I make sure is fully stocked, up to date, and I replenish it frequently, especially those Band-Aids that I'm using pretty frequently. But yeah, always have a good med kit in the car. Napkins are my next one. In the glove compartment, I just always have napkins in there, because you'll be surprised how many times you need something, like whether you need to use it as a tissue or if you're eating snacks, you need to wipe your hands, you spill coffee somewhere. It's always a good idea to have a pretty big stack of napkins in the glove compartment ready to go. Next up is a good old eye mask. I found the older I seem to get, the more sensitive to light I've become when I'm sleeping. And so I pretty much take this with me whenever we're traveling, and it just immediately creates a dark room in your eyes, and it makes it easier for me to fall asleep. I use this when we're camping, if we're in a hotel room, if I'm trying to take a nap. I even use it at home now sometimes, honestly. So eye mask is quickly becoming something I need every day. Next up is some downloaded maps and driving directions. So I'll use Gaia GPS, that app, to just sort of download maps of the areas that I'm driving through or the areas that I'm going. It's also not a bad idea to download driving directions. With this, I'm really trying to think ahead to like, okay, well, what if I lose service and I can't have Google Map me, right? As I need ways to kind of figure out where I am, where I'm trying to go. Along with that, buried in here, I also always have a road atlas for, the state I live in. Basically, I live in Utah. This is where I tend to spend most of my time and do a lot of road trips and camping trips and all that kind of stuff in Utah. So I always have a road atlas in my car for Utah for those moments. Again, if I, for some reason, lose service or my phone breaks or whatever it is, I have this trusty old school map to go to for navigation. Next is a good old blanket. This one is great for like if you want to have a picnic or you want to stop at a park and hang out in the sun. There's just so many uses for a little blanket to keep in your car. I also typically always have an extra sleeping bag in my car as well for warmth. This blanket is honestly more just to have something to sit on if I want to hang out outside. And so a nice blanket will just make the area a little bit cozy if you want to stop along your road trip. Lastly, we have binoculars. I've talked about my binoculars in many videos. I pretty much take these on all my hikes as well, and I love having these in the car. Honestly, Nick is usually driving, so I'm usually the passenger looking out at the scenery, and having binoculars is just a really fun way to see more of the details in the distance, or if you're stopped and you happen to see animals, you can look at them. You can look at birds through here. So there's just a lot of fun things to see through the binoculars, and it gives you just a different perspective on the areas that you're driving through. I almost forgot to tell you that I also carry a handkerchief just about everywhere that I go, especially road trips. I have a bunch of these and I just use one for the day. I know you're probably thinking that is so gross, but I love it. It is so soft. It dries really quickly. I take it backpacking and hiking as well. And so yeah, Nick and I are hooked on handkerchiefs. Tissues are no more in our household. Did that sound lame? All right, so that is it for my road trip essentials. I hope it was fun to see some of these things that I bring on just about every road trip that make it a little bit more comfortable, a little more fun, save me some money. I would love to know in the comments below the video, what are some of your essentials that I didn't have out here today? And make sure to subscribe to my channel before you go for more outdoor videos just about every single week. I hope you have an awesome day and I'll see you soon.